Domantas Sabonis basically just proved every point that Raja has made about Anthony Davis correct. And I saw it, not even in 4K, I saw it in real life. And it was pretty jarring, Raja. The play where Sabonis goes full court, meets Anthony Davis. I think he hit him in the jaw, but I'm not sure if he actually hit him in the jaw. And it had Anthony Davis laid out for a good 5 minutes in real time at Golden One Center, forcing the Lakers to call a timeout. And then I think about 20 minutes in real time, I think they went up for a loose ball at half court, and Anthony Davis again fell down like a rag doll and just laid out. It wasn't a pretty sight, Raja. It just wasn't a pretty sight. What were your thoughts on the game and Anthony Davis' performance in said game?
Well, I mean, it's a game. It was a big game. I mean, like you're talking about two teams that, have a lot at stake right now. The Kings, trying to stay out of the play-in situation, and the Lakers tried to play their way, out of it in some regards, maybe even, well, no, I think they're not really in jeopardy of falling out of the play-in. Like there's a pretty good separation between them and 11. But the point is that's a big game for both teams. So, the Kings holding it down, or the Lakers dropping the ball, there are ramifications there. I'm more interested in the other part of it, which is the physicality that Sabonis plays with. It seems like it's ramped up even a little bit more when he sees Anthony Davis. I saw a stat today. He's like 0-10. Anthony Davis is against Sabonis.
That is
career, which
insane.
That's a wild stat. That's a wild stat. I would just say this, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of pushback from this new age. We're sensitive.
Tiki-talkers.
We're sensitive to head injuries, and we got to lay down every time someone gets hit in the nose. We got to make sure they're not concussed, and they have to lay down. It's better safe than sorry. I know I'm going to get it from you. I don't give a fuck. Could care less, because what I'm about to say rings true in any generation. If somebody goes through your chest, right squarely through your chest, and basically ones you and push that in the hole, and you get hit, get your ass up and get to the bench. You can be hurt. Hear what I'm saying to you. You could be hurt. There are optics here, my boy. You're the biggest player on our damn team. We can't have you out there writhing in pain, acting like you got shot. Get your ass up and get to the bench. Do it over there. Go in the back.
I haven't seen a visual like that since Pacquiao. Just a man just sprawled out on the floor for everyone to see. I'll tell you what, man.
And he keeps playing.
Raja.
Like if you're gonna do that, you're out for the game. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Logan?
I understand.
If you're gonna do that, and you're gonna tell me, hey, fellas, listen, I'm packing it up. I can't play anymore. I can't feel what you're feeling. Like if you were hurt or injured, I should say, you're injured, man. Go do that. But I'll sit here and tell you, you remember my youngin' who I gave real run of the week, and it's gonna be crazy. But you know the one I gave real one of the week to the other night?
Yep.
They lost in their conference championship game. All right. Mm-hmm. This dude played with 2 torn ligaments in one ankle and a broken toe.
How does he walk?
He could barely, but he's out there hooping. And look, I'm not drawing any equivalent to him as a player or anything like that, but that's the type of shit I'm on. So if you ain't telling me you can't play anymore, get up and get to the bench.
Roger, it was an old school Sacramento crowd there last night too. They gave out cowbells. They gave out free cowbells walking in last night. So when that play happened, Raja, they clipped it. They clipped it, reversed it, all the oops. They played it, and it went into a timeout. So they were just milking the shit out of it. And it was the absolute worst time for this to happen because it was a nationally televised game. It was against the Kings, who hate the Lakers. Kings fans hate the Lakers. There was somebody who had a full, in a suite that I saw, who had a full Kevin Huerter full ass outfit on, just a full with the headband and all the whole nine, just booing like no, like it was turned, and that play is going to be played at Golden One Center for all eternity. Every single time the Lakers come to town, it's going to be on every sizzle reel. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. I genuinely mean this. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I genuinely mean this. And it gets lost, I know, because I raise my voice. It happens around my house. Like I raise my voice. It's just the way I talk, right? And when you do that a lot, it loses its effect.
Gets diluted a little bit.
Yes, it loses its effect. So let me calm down when I say this. There are people on your team who can get bullied and writhe around in pain once in a while. Guards, wings, your backup big. They're different people. Not the biggest person on your team. Not
Honestly,
what's
he was the biggest person
the
on
physical.
The court.
Yeah, not what is supposed to be the physical impediment defensively to any other team trying to assault, your paint. Like that player, he can't do that. That's a terrible look. It's just not a good look.
Roger. So after that happened, right, LeBron got called for a foul. And you're going to love this. This is your whole bag. So at Golden One, they have the top cameras from the cameras. It was like, the old school, like NBA Finals cameras where they go down to the court. So they had that from the Jumbotron, and they zoom in on LeBron's face as he's looking up at the Jumbotron, and they play Curb Your Enthusiasm theme. And even LeBron was like, all right, fuck you. Respect, fuck you. Right?
So they were in their bag last night.
They were in their bag last night. Golden One Center was in its bag last night. And it was just like, respect to the Kings who now sit for not firmly. They have the tiebreaker, I think, over the Suns. They sit in sixth place right now. And they're out of the play-in for the time being. But they just systematically demolished this Laker team for the second time in about a week span. Own the tiebreaker. Not only own the tiebreaker, swept the season series against the Los Angeles Lakers. I got on the call, on Riverside call with Kai before you got here, and he was just disheveled. He was a shell of himself. Kerm didn't even show up this morning. That's what the Kings did to the Lakers. We could put this into a play-in discussion in a second, but just what does a loss like that do for a team? When the Lakers do what they do, and what does a win like that do for a team like the Sacramento Kings? Because I know this, you played for the Phoenix Suns, and there's just a different allure to beating the Lakers and beating the shit out of the Lakers, especially when you just embarrass them and send their ass back home. What does that do for a franchise when you do something like that?
Well, I mean, aside from it being the Lakers and all jokes aside, it's a historical franchise with meaning across generations. So beating the Lakers is always good for anyone that's not in a Lakers uniform, right? That's always going to feel pretty good. There are a few franchises like that. The Celtics are like that too. Like you're just storied franchises. But what it does in the now for this specific team coming down the stretch is it's just solidifying in your mind fractionally that we're good to see them. They won't beat us. Again,
I tell you, they were shoulder shrugging, bro. They were like, "Get them the fuck out of here." It was very disrespectful what the Kings were doing last night.
Yeah. Like you basically, and I'm not saying this to be true, and I'm not saying that it's unequivocally would play out like this if they played each other. But you got mind control over that right now.
They demoted
it don't matter what you do. I got you, and that's the way you're feeling as the team.
Actually, they didn't debo him. They didn't even debo him. They cracked him. It was at the end of the movie. They cracked him.
Oh, okay, yeah, because
got a brick and
they're typically Debo. But for the Lakers, I mean, again, and on the flip side of that, what you're trying to do, given any opportunity, and people ask me a lot of times about like Kobe and his mindset, and I like to say, I never say Kobe was a bully, right? But Kobe had bully tendencies in that on the court. If he could get mind control on you, he was going to take that. He saw every time, and keep you guessing as to whether or not like you could beat him or deal with him, right? Like that was his thing. On top of being like a brilliant player, the other part of it was like, don't even think you can beat me, bro. You cannot. And the greats had that. Like MJ had that. Larry Bird had that. Like all the guys we're talking about on the TikTok. Like those dudes would whoop your ass and like talk to you in a way that was so crazy that you'd feel like, damn, is he supposed to be whooping my ass? Maybe if you were built like that. And so that's what you're doing to the Lakers. Hey, bro, don't even think about it. Don't even you all know, and don't even think about it. Now, you know, I'm not saying that the Lakers feel like that, but that's what a win like that is doing. That's what a sweep is doing. It's essentially planting those seeds like, you know, you can't beat us and we know you can't beat us.
You know how like when you lose a game and like the reporter just makes it worse when they ask you a question, just like a very fair question, but they just ask. Friend of the show, Dan Wojcicki of the LA Times, I'm pretty sure it was him, just was like basically asked Bron after the game, was like, yo, it just got to a point where it seemed like you guys just couldn't stop them. And every move you guys made, they had a counter for it. How did you feel about it? And Bron's just like, well, damn.
Thanks for the question.